What if you were working so hard you never got the chance to see your children growing up? Would you consider starting afresh on the other side of the world? If so, how would you persuade your wife to move if she'd never left the village she grew up in? Just the thought of leaving her mum is breaking Sharon's heart.
She basically broke down and was just saying things like she feels that she's never going to see us again.
But husband Alan's desperate to change his life and get his priorities straight.
Back home I work roughly 90 hours a week.
Okay.
So I'm looking to reduce that.
He has to prove that a fresh start would be worth the trauma of leaving loved ones.
It was very sad.
It's Alan's dream, but to make it a reality, he'll have to convince the rest of the family to follow him where he's wanted down under. With its hot climate and over 10,000 beaches, Australia is a popular destination for Brits. Over 35,000 people emigrate there every year. But it doesn't work for everyone, as nearly a third return to the UK missing their old lives. We're giving one family the chance to see if a new life on the other side of the world really could give them everything they dream of. They've got just 1 week to find out. Tree surgeon Alan Payton, his wife Sharon and their 3 girls, 10-year-old Chantel, Demi age 6 and Imogen who's 4, live in Carmarthenshire, South Wales. Sharon has always lived nearby, but Alan, who moved down from Scotland 10 years ago, is tired of putting his business ahead of his family and sees moving as the solution.
The stress is unbelievable. It's not, at the end of the day now, it's not worth it. I've been 7 years at it now, and that's 7 years I've lost of my kids grown up, and nobody will give me that back.
But it's not just the kids who felt abandoned.
It feels some of the time like I'm a single parent, basically, and we just want to bring us all together, and I don't think that if we do stay in the UK, it's not going to be possible.
They need to find out if there really is something else out there for them.
We're getting set in this rut. We all just go and do our own little things, and you imagine that's what we're all going to be like, and we'll be so distant if we carry on like this. Basically, I'd like to get over to Australia and sample what their life's all about.
They've been planning their trip for a while, and the pressure is on to make sure they don't get their decision wrong.
Well, as long as you listen to my opinions and we discuss and we talk and we weigh up the pros and we weigh up the cons.
I'm not going through the stress of what I go through to keep this house.
No, and I don't want to.
Because all this house is to me is something to get my head down at night the hours I work. We're the family, us 5. It's all about us at this time now.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying to weigh up. Is it going to be a good start for them because it's going to make them happy, they're going to be healthy, but they will miss my mum and dad. And I just don't know how we'll be able to do that.
Eldest daughter Chantel struggles to even imagine leaving.
I think there's certain questions of whether I'm going to go or not. And sometimes I want to go, but sometimes I don't. I'll probably make some new friends and...
But for Sharon, separation from one person in particular would be devastating.
I've been so close to my mum, and when I first told her about the idea of moving to Australia, she basically broke down and was just saying things like she feels that she's never going to see us again. So emotionally that's hard. So I'm thinking to myself that me and the girls are not going to see them again. They're not going to be brought up with their grandparents. So emotionally that's a big hit, it's a big issue.
The Payton family face a tough challenge ahead of them. They have to decide if moving to the other side of the world really could give them a better future. But will the trauma of leaving loved ones behind be too much? Alan's skills as a tree surgeon are in demand all over Australia, but it's vital they choose the right location. Their first potential destination is Hobart, the capital of Tasmania. Property here is the cheapest in Australia, with an average home costing £185,000. But with a winter low temperature of just 6 degrees, it wouldn't offer the warm and sunny working conditions Alan hopes for. Back on the mainland, their second potential destination is the unique but isolated city of Darwin. It might not be as well known as other cities, but moving to Darwin isn't cheap, with property prices only a little less than Sydney at £315,000. The final option is Adelaide, where its small size and Mediterranean climate attracts over 2,000 Brits a year. House prices are reasonable at an average of £255,000. With plenty of parks and green areas all over the city, there should be lots of work for tree surgeon Alan. Each of these options would offer them a new start. So, where should they go? We decided that Adelaide would give them the best experience for their trial week. There should be plenty of work in a more temperate climate for Alan, and Adelaide's small town feel should make it easier for Sharon to settle here. During the week ahead, the Payton family will try out all aspects of life in Australia. They'll have the chance to see if they could find a home to replace the one they love in Wales.
This one has pushed a couple of buttons for me, I think.
They'll test out their dream lifestyle.
But this is, what you have here and what you see. I'm very envious of it.
But it won't all be fun.
What's wrong with you? Huh?
We are crying.
Traumatised by the emotional impact of leaving loved ones behind, Sharon needs to decide if she really could follow Alan's dream and give up the only life she and their 3 daughters know in Carmarthenshire. After an exhausting journey, the family have crossed the world to try out a new life 10,000 miles away from their home in South Wales. It should have taken just under a day to get there, but with delays they spent 33 exhausting hours in transit.
Last I slept, I got up 5 AM Saturday morning, so it's about 47 hours now. It's the longest I've spent with the kids in a long time.
But Sharon's heart is still in the UK.
Even in a week, I think I'm going to miss family, because it's not a case of just phoning my mum whenever I want to. We've got to think of the time difference. So I think by the end of the week, I think it will start to hit home.
And for Chantel, emotions are constantly bubbling just below the surface.
Thinking of me moving here makes me sad, thinking of my friends back home.
We need to prove to her that what's out there to offer for her.
The only way to prove that, though, is if we can prove that you like it.
I don't want to put it on a pedestal. I want to be a bit more realistic about it. So we'll just wait and see what the next few days show.
For Alan to stand a chance of making his dream a reality, he needs to make sure the whole family feels settled as quickly as possible. But the final 45-minute drive has taken its toll on certain members of the family. They're staying in an impressive 4-bedroom, 2-bath rental property in McLaren Vale, with fantastic living space and views over the fields beyond. Alan's doing his best to get them all excited about their new base for the week.
I know, it's everywhere you look, you've got just miles and miles of it.
But there's a difference of opinion already.
It's very, very spacious, but I'm still quite, still got my own individual rooms in mind at the moment.
No, I prefer
You
open
prefer
plan.
this, do you?
Open plan will bring us together.
Can play
What
the
do you think,
music as
Imogen?
loud as you like, nobody hear you.
You just want a bed, you do, don't you?
Have you found one?
Yeah.
Oh! Wow!
I'm on the top.
You having fun up there, girl?
Yeah.
Yeah? We're not going to have arguments for sleeping up there now, are we?
No.
Oh, I think so.
Outside, they're reminded of why they want to move.
Girls, can you see what's over there? And the swing.
With a swing on it.
Come and go to your house, please.
They want the girls to have a more active outdoor lifestyle, and most importantly, they all need more time together as a family.
Feel a bit, don't they?
Yeah.
See, they don't do this at all, do they?
No.
For Alan, it's crucial this move lets him reclaim his life, but Sharon still worries if it's truly realistic.
With me running my own business, I've missed the last 5, 6 years. Doesn't matter how much money I make, you know, you'd never buy that back. That's priceless. Yep.
If we can't afford it, then I know I don't want to struggle. We haven't come out here to struggle. We've come out here to better our lives.
But there's an even bigger emotional hurdle they must get over first.
Knowing that my mum's just not round the corner, or a phone call away even. I'm torn at the moment. I'm torn. Like I say, I want to come out here for this. But then I'd be on my own. Oh, it's frightening to know that I could do it. But it is possible.
If Sharon can't face up to the trauma of leaving everyone behind, they won't be going anywhere. Back in the UK, the Paytons live in an impressive 16-room home in Carmarthenshire, South Wales. Sharon fell in love with the house the moment she saw it, and they've worked hard to make it their own. It's an impressive building with 4 reception rooms, a large bedroom each for the girls, and even a self-contained flat on the ground floor. With fantastic countryside nearby, a hot tub in the garden and a playground for the kids, they try to live the outdoor life, but the weather is a real problem. Their future happiness in Australia rests on finding the right house in the community, but there are several places they could live. Adelaide is the thriving cultural centre of South Australia. Areas like Collinswood offer tree-lined streets and plenty of green space, but it's pricey. This £420,000 3-bed home offers a decent-sized garden, but the small living space and old-fashioned finish wouldn't be to everyone's taste. A better option might be Coromandel Valley, 30 minutes out of town. Here, life is lived at a more sedate pace. This 5-bedroom home perched on the hillside would give them plenty of space, a fantastic view and a pool, all for under £330,000. Coming from the Welsh valleys, this might feel like a home away from home. Another possibility is to move closer to the beach. Areas like Seaford Rise are increasingly popular with expat Brits. Houses here are relatively affordable, with this 4-bedroom offering good-sized living space but virtually no garden for just under £300,000. Taking into account everything Alan and Sharon are looking for, we've decided to show them 2 homes in the countryside and 1 by the coast. With £250,000 to spend, it'll take something really special in Oz to make them even consider leaving their home in South Wales. Property 1 is located in the suburb of Woodcroft. With 4 bedrooms and 2 outdoor areas, it's on the market for £250,000, right at the top of their budget. They'll all need to feel at home to justify the expense.
Nice big windows. I mean, the room's not a bad size.
But you're coming straight in the front door, really into your sitting area, aren't you?
Into your sitting area. Yeah, you're right.
Now, usually I like the kitchen dining room to be together.
As the eldest, Chantel would get first choice of the bedrooms, but she's used to a large double, so size is a real issue.
Do you like this one?
It's a bit small, but...
Shall we see if we can find another one then?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, this is a bit bigger, isn't it? This is better. I don't know if I like the idea, mind, of this bedroom here. And all the other bedrooms seem to be over that side.
The type of music she's playing now, I'd be happy with that.
Could you see yourself in here?
I think there's enough room for you, isn't there?
It's a tough act to follow their home in Wales, and this house isn't winning them over. Having enough space for guests is a big concern.
I'd say we've got more space in this bedroom than we have in our own way this one's set out.
I'm still a bit concerned about the other 2 smaller ones, though.
Yeah.
If we get visitors,
Yeah.
over.
Well, I haven't seen nothing yet for them.
No.
It'd be a squeeze, wouldn't it?
It would be. It would be tight.
But it's outdoor living that they've come in search of.
Cool.
Wow. Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. You wanted a pool, eh?
Get us off fun in there, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It might have a pool, but this wouldn't convince them to leave their home on the other side of the world.
You know, it's
This
far too
wouldn't
small.
convince me enough
We don't
to-
need the size house we have, but this is too small for us.
This wouldn't convince me to give it up.
Without the space they're used to, even Alan is struggling to see the dream. He'll hope for far more from the next two properties. Property 2 is an old Raynella, only 40 minutes from the centre of town. It's on the market for £240,000 and would give them 5 bedrooms and a fantastic outside space complete with pool. Estate agent Wendy Court is waiting to meet them.
Well, you've come to a lovely area. Old Raynella is very popular.
Let's go.
Pop on through, all right, and have a look for yourself.
First impressions are key.
This is quite nice. I like the floor.
Nicely, yeah.
It's big enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's not small and... No, I don't... So far, so good. Huh?
Yeah.
Should we go and see what else is here?
Yeah.
Yeah? Let's go then. Oh, this is quite nice. Quite big.
Good size,
Huh?
isn't it?
Yeah.
You like this wall?
Could you cover it up if...
Oh, I knew something like that would come along. I've always got to do something, Chantal, haven't I? Never leaves me alone.
Keeps you busy.
Alan would have some DIY to do, but he's determined the days of working ridiculous hours are behind him.
What?
Do you think?
I don't want an office anymore, darling.
I was
I've
thinking
had enough
more
of all
the lines of a walk-in wardrobe. It's a bit small, huh?
You've got a bit of workspace, but it's dated as well, isn't it?
Yeah, this is
Dining.
a dining area. I think
Fair
I've got-
size, isn't it,
yeah,
isn't it?
I don't know. Wouldn't mind something a bit bigger. That's a shame.
This house just isn't big enough.
I'm not going to sleep in this bedroom.
You're not going to sleep in here. Why?
You don't like this one, do you?
No.
No? It is a bit smaller than one she's got back home, isn't it?
Right.
It started off good, but I'm feeling it's going down a bit now.
They had expected more from property in Australia.
I don't know. If I'm giving up my house, I want to walk in and think I can see myself here and I like it and feel homey in it. And I don't. None of these two properties haven't done that for me.
It's down to property 3 to save Alan's dream. This home in Sellex Beach offers them something very different. It's 50 kilometres from the city, but the beach is only 500 metres from their front door. At £260,000, it would stretch their budget, but with good-sized bedrooms, a large outdoor area and fantastic views, this house might just turn things around.
My first impression here, Alan, is wow. Huh?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
We'll see what the rest of it's like first.
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
We-
exactly.
we were impressed with the second
one, yeah.
at the beginning, so let's have a look what the
Yeah.
rest of it's like.
Okay.
Sharon's quite excited. Hopefully disappointment isn't just around the corner.
Oh, wow.
Wow, this is it,
It's
isn't
just
it?
nice, huh? It's really,
beautiful, isn't it?
It's really
You've got the
nice.
workspace, you've got breakfast bar, modern kitchen.
Yeah.
The prices are...
Wow.
There's not a big difference between the prices.
No. I'd rather go that little bit more, Alan, and get something
Oh,
like
definitely.
this.
There's no, as I say, but we won't get too excited about it yet because we haven't seen
No,
the
we
rest
haven't
of it,
seen
you know.
exactly, but it's looking very promising.
Alan's trying to be the voice of reason, but enthusiasm is hard to contain.
I like
A
this.
good size too, isn't it?
Yeah, this is nice.
The view you've got there.
Imagine sitting out here in the evenings with a glass of wine.
Yeah, look at that.
Huh? That's
The
gorgeous.
sea. Imagine living and having that view all the time.
Every morning waking up to this.
Yeah.
Huh?
Property 3 has raised the bar, but if the girls don't settle, there's no chance Sharon will.
Oh, this is nice.
This is my room. Mine.
Should we go and have a look outside then, girls? A hot tub? Oh, wow. This is nice, huh?
Yeah.
Chantel would be leaving everything she knows, so it's vital she feels she could live in Australia.
I think it is tempting me a bit from for moving here because it's got a lot of room and there's quite big rooms in there.
She's coming round to the idea, but if this house hasn't won Sharon over, the move could be in trouble.
This one has pushed a couple of buttons for me, I think. Could potentially be in our price range. It is within our reach at the moment, so it wouldn't be stretching the budget too much.
They may be able to afford this house, but it could leave them with little left to enjoy the lifestyle they crave. They need to weigh everything up. The Payton family have seen 3 very different homes. The size of the first 2 was a huge disappointment, but property 3 won them over with its stunning living space and views. Leaving their home in the UK would break all their hearts. Could they really do it for the houses they've seen in Oz?
Based on the properties that we've seen in Australia today, our vote is going to be Australia.
But it wasn't an easy decision.
I think I might be a bit sad to leave a house back home.
What's wrong with you? Huh? What's wrong?
Okay. We are crying now, are we? I don't think this would be so emotional.
Just the thought of leaving South Wales is hugely traumatic. The Payton family are starting to realise the true cost of moving to Australia. They've crossed the world to get here, but they still have a long way to go. Back in the UK, Alan runs his own tree surgery business. It's something he's very proud of, but building it up has taken its toll on the rest of his life.
Here in the UK, my dream always was to run my own business, and now I've done it, no. I leave here in the morning in darkness, and I come home in darkness, and I never see the kids, I don't see the house.
Whether they move to Australia or not, Alan's determined to change his life, so he's considering taking a step backwards to work for someone else. This could have a big impact on his wage, so Alan needs to find out if he could earn enough to support his family. We've arranged for him to meet with Luke Adcock, a local tree surgeon, to find out if they do things differently here. Alan needs to make sure his skills would be in demand.
One thing I have noticed here is there's a lot of trees, so there must be plenty of work here then.
Yes, there is
never going to be
plenty
short
of
of it.
There's plenty of work. You can work more than 50 hours a week if you'd like to.
Yeah, well, I'm back home. I work roughly 90 hours a week.
Okay.
So I'm not. I'm looking to reduce that.
No worries.
A 40-hour week is the result Alan dreamed of, but he needs to know he'd like the work and be happy working for someone else. Sharon's a qualified nurse, but she won't work straight away while Chantel, Demi and Imogen settle in. They've come to try one of their favourite hobbies, dancing, to see if they'd fit in here. Leaving their friends in the UK would be very difficult, so it's vital they'll all be able to make new ones.
I think they're doing quite well, actually. They seem to be enjoying it.
Really well.
Yeah.
Imogen's got such a nice grin on her face.
She's loving every minute of it.
Sharon's new friend Kylie is a great sounding board for her concerns.
Are you a little bit worried about what you do with the girls settling in? Are they nervous?
Chantel being older, you know, I'm a little bit concerned then how she'd settle. I mean, obviously, I'm the same as her, you know. I don't know how it would be me making friends here, because obviously I'll have to get out. Which is handy having the girls, because it gets me out to meet people as well.
Sure.
So, you know, we're just concerned about the way me and her settle.
Well, you'll find you fit in really well here. There is a large population of British people. I think you'll fit in really well.
That's good.
I can understand your accent too.
That's a good start then. You can just have a conversation now.
Demi, Imogen and Chantel have enjoyed the dance class, and Sharon's got some great advice. But back in Rostrevor, Alan still has an important question he needs answered.
Don't mind me asking, Luke, what's the wages?
About $20 to $35 to $40, depending on the skill and the qualifications of the climber.
Yep, it's better than back in the UK anyway.
Yeah. How does that compare to a sort of yearly total?
Say £20,000.
Yep.
which I'm not too sure what that would be, but then out here you're looking at 40,000, so it's double.
That has come as a very pleasant surprise. Alan is used to working up to 90 hours a week back in the UK.
The wages are, you know, I knew they were a bit better here, but they're actually almost double. So that's pleasant to know as well, and then obviously discussing the hours with them, they try and work, if they have to, a maximum of 50 hours. That would be like part-time for me, you know, what I'm used to, so it's no, very, very happy with that. The wages and the hours and the climate, fantastic.
Roughly £40,000 for a 40-hour week would change Alan's life. However, he wouldn't be working for himself. So how would this affect his final vote?
My decision is going to be Australia.
With a great wage and reduced hours, Alan's dream is closer than ever. But there's still a long way to go before it becomes a reality. It's been an enlightening week for the Peyton family so far. After a disappointing start, they finally found the home of their dreams. But it brought the reality of leaving into sharp focus. For Alan, it was essential he could work less and earn a good wage. They still need to know if the lifestyle they dream of is attainable. And they have to face up to the true cost of tearing their family away from loved ones before making the hardest decision of their lives, whether to move over 10,000 miles away from the home they know and love.
Alan has been won over. Working for someone else would mean spending more time with his family. Now he needs to prove to Sharon it will be quality time. They dream of owning a boat, but will it live up to their expectations? And can they really afford it?
After seeing Property 3, they've really fallen for coastal living. They'd love a boat, but it wouldn't be their first time. They had one in the UK, but a combination of Alan working long hours and poor weather meant they hardly used it. It should be an entirely different story in Adelaide. At a local boat dealer, they'll get to see how realistic their budget of £15,000 is.
The prices are a bit more than what we were expecting, but...
It's something it's worth stretching to, you know.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is the lifestyle we want, so I think it might be worth stretching and going a little bit extra to get the enjoyment and get the dream that we were looking for.
But it may not be necessary to stretch too far. Owner Tim Hurst has found a second-hand solution for a more affordable £18,000.
This is sort of in the price range that you're looking at. Seating for 8 adults inside there.
Seeing the boat is very different to experiencing the lifestyle, and Tim's agreed to show them what life on the water is all about.
Do you want to go any faster, girls?
But it's not all fun on the water. This would be a serious purchase, and Alan needs to know he could afford to run it.
How expensive is this sort of fuel then? A full tank of fuel usually in this sort of boat will probably last you a day. That's not too bad then.
With costs escalating, they need to know it would really be what they want.
I launch my boat off the beach and I get out on the water at 6 o'clock and you can sit there and it's dead calm and you can hear the city start to kick into life.
This would be the dream, really, wouldn't it? It's so peaceful that Imogen's even fallen asleep.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay, well, she's enjoying it.
Imogen might be asleep, but Chantel and Demi are making the most of it.
I think it's really good to get out to the boat. It's fun.
We go a bit faster?
Yeah, let's go!
Grab hold of any time you like. Yep.
So how do you enjoy that trip then, girls?
Good.
Was that a good day out?
I think I'd like to do it every weekend.
Thing is, we'd have to move to Australia to do it, though.
Aww.
They've blown away the cobwebs and loved their time on the boat. But it would be a huge expense, so would it be worth it? Have they been convinced by the lifestyle in Australia? It's time to vote.
Our vote's going to be Australia.
What did you think, Imogen?
Okay, yeah.
Even though you slept through it all, you still had a lot of fun, yeah? Good girl, that's the way.
It's a big thumbs up for life on the water. Although they haven't bought a boat yet, Alan's doing a great job selling the dream. But can the Payton family afford to live here? It's time to find out how much their house in South Wales is really worth.
They're hoping to get something near £300,000 for it, so we sent two estate agents round to see if that's anywhere close. They don't immediately feel nostalgic for South Wales.
Oh, it's raining, as usual.
Yeah, it shows how good it is back here now, doesn't it?
A little bit small, but very nice and warm.
Oh, that's small.
No.
Lovely sized kitchen for the family.
House looks nice, girls.
Time for a second opinion.
I feel strange going back there.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh, wow.
Now, this definitely would do it for me. That definitely is the wow factor.
Be interesting to see what they say at the end of the price.
And, of course, the lovely uninterrupted views to the back.
Oh, yeah, see?
Yeah, but look at it out there.
I know what you're saying.
It's the first thing that gets me down, is that weather.
Time to find out if it's really worth £300,000.
If you were looking for a quick sale on this marketplace, you would have to keep it below the 250 mark, 250,000. So I would market it at 249.
No way.
Not happy with that, are you?
In my opinion, I would place the property on the market at 250,000 with a view of taking an offer. If they were in a hurry and they needed a quick sale, I would pitch it a little bit below that, around 230,000.
That's way too low.
Absolutely no chance.
I'm a bit disappointed. I thought it'd be a bit more than that.
Yeah. Definitely be, you know, for a quick sale, 230. You know,
That's giving it away.
Exactly.
That's giving it away.
With a big question mark over the value of their home in South Wales, it's even more important that the Payton family find out exactly where their money will be spent. Alan's determined to change his life, so they're basing their sums on him working a 40-hour week. We've prepared a comparison of the costs so they can work out exactly where they stand.
Moment of truth.
Here we go. The monthly bills. Okay, so what are we looking at? Mortgage.
So, in the Australian one then,
Was
1013.
So that one's better.
That could possibly be payments for a boat, repayments for a boat. Gas and electricity, 160 in Australia.
160, yeah.
150 back home.
I thought it'd be more expensive back home.
Health and dental insurance is something we don't have back home.
No, get the NHS back home, so...
School dinners.
School dinners, yeah.
Almost £50 a year.
Wow. Crikey, that is expensive, isn't it?
More than double, isn't it?
Yeah.
The everyday things in Australia, your haircuts, your school trips, that kind of
The
stuff,
school lunches, they're
is
more
a bit more
expensive.
expensive.
Eventually, Sharon plans to work part-time once the girls are settled into school. So with her wage included, they need to know if overall they'd be better off in Oz.
The difference between the two is...
Okay. 2688.
Yeah, big difference, isn't it?
That is a big difference.
It seems to be ticking all the boxes we could live out here in a 40-hour week.
With fewer outgoings but higher wages, they've calculated that after tax, they'd be roughly £2,000 a month better off in Australia.
So that's a big difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
That could change everything. They simply wouldn't be able to afford to live in the UK if Alan limited his hours. Sharon is slowly realising that for Alan, this move isn't a luxury, but a necessity.
After working out the cost of living between Australia and the UK, today our vote goes for Australia.
No surprise there then.
It had to be, didn't it?
Yeah.
Decision time's fast approaching. Now, Sharon loves her social life back in the UK, so it's essential she finds out if they could make new friends and fit in with Aussie life. The pressure's on.
They've come to meet with Kylie Rowan, who they met in the dance class, her husband Declan, daughters Orphea and Hannah, and their ponies. If they don't think they could make new friends, the move would be much harder to contemplate.
Hi, how are you doing?
This is Alan.
Nice and private here, isn't it?
It's beautiful out here, actually. This is the type of thing we'd be looking for, wouldn't it?
Away from the neighbours,
Exactly.
it is, so the girls can be very loud.
And run around as much as you want, huh?
Exactly.
Although they hadn't ridden much before, Imogen's keen to give it a go. For Sharon, it's an eye-opener. She's seeing a whole different side to Australian living.
So would the properties be cheaper out in this area then? And
The further out from town, generally, though, you get more land.
I'd feel quite at home here because I say with the hills, and at home it's quite hilly and green.
With Alan hoping to work less, Sharon's looking for a lifestyle that could bring them all closer.
You know, it makes you get together as a family, doesn't it? Being out here, there's so much to do. Would you like to live like here at this, Chantel? Yeah. Would this make you give your bedroom up back home?
Maybe.
Oh, still a maybe? Yeah.
Alan's determined to reclaim his life outside work, and is taking inspiration from Declan.
So where do you find the time to do all this?
I just enjoy it all, you know, it's a contrast. So it's nice, you know, Monday to Friday you're in the office, on the weekends you're out doing this.
I barely find time to sleep back home. The kind of lifestyle that you're leading is what I'm after as well, you know.
In the UK, it sounds like, you know, the weather just limits you.
It restricts a lot. It restricts a lot, but this is, you know, what you have here and what we see. I'm very envious of it.
Sharon and Alan have been impressed, but they've all got some tough decisions ahead.
Chantel's loving it.
Pool or horse?
Horse.
Oh.
Pool or horse? Pool. Pool or horse? Pool.
The lifestyle Kylie and Declan enjoy has given the Paytons something to work towards, but leaving everyone back home will test their determination to move to its limits.
It's been a great experience, but making new friends doesn't make the heartbreaking thought of leaving loved ones behind in the UK any easier. Could seeing messages from back home change everything?
We've prepared a DVD of their friends and family to remind them of everyone they'd have to leave behind.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, Sharon.
Who's there? Hello to the girls.
Yeah, how are my beautiful granddaughters?
Hi, Alan, Sharon, Chantel, Demi and Imogen.
Alan is... Alan.
Yeah, he's a hard worker.
Chantel is a very quiet, reserved child. Demi is more outgoing and a very loving child. She'll think nothing of coming up and just saying,
I love you. Won't she? Yeah.
She goes, I love you, honey, and she gives a kiss and a hug, so then Imogen then just follows whatever Demi does.
I think it's really hard for Chantel because it's like the other side of the world, and everybody's over in this country.
I was upset for a long time. I couldn't think about it without breaking down. I try not to think about it too much because it does upset me.
The moment that she told me, I was so sad and I just felt like I was going to cry or something.
I know people say you can talk on the phone, you can get a webcam from Australia and all that, but there's nothing that can make up for the arms around your neck and hugging and the kissing, and that's what I miss the most, I think. That, oh God.
And the funny little things that come out on there?
Yes. We've always wanted to be grandparents. They're so close as well, and
there's nothing there to change it, is there?
They'd be devastated.
Give her 5.
Seeing their loved ones upset has pushed all their emotions to breaking point.
That's the hardest bit goes on.
I thought we weren't all going to cry. Huh? Oh, wow. Huh? Well, a bit of an impact, isn't it?
It's left Sharon painfully aware of what effect their leaving could have on her parents.
I know they'd never get over it, and it'll be just as hard for them as it is for me and the rest of us to come out here.
For Chantel and Demi, leaving friends and family would be devastating.
I think it was nice to see them say things like that about me because Every day I see them in school, and on the weekends they usually come over, and I don't know what it'll be like to be without them. It was very sad.
It's the biggest decision we'll ever have to make. You know, you won't make one as big as this.
But time has run out to make up their minds. The Paytons have been through a week of severe emotional turmoil. They found a place to call home, a lifestyle they'd love, and made good friends easily. But constantly hanging over them has been the threat of separation from loved ones. For Chantal, making such a huge decision is almost too much to bear.
Back home, I've been with my friends since we've started school, and when I'm over here, I've only got my mother, father and 2 sisters. I wish that I didn't have to make such a big decision.
But Alan and Sharon are under huge pressure to get this right. A split vote could leave their lives in limbo.
I don't know where we're going to go from there, because I'm working things out. There's no way I'm carrying on working the way I am anymore. I've had absolutely enough of it.
I mean, obviously I'm worried and concerned that I might make the wrong choice. If my final vote turned out to be that I wanted to stay in the UK, then Alan would be absolutely devastated. But obviously if my vote went for Australia, then that would be the icing on the cake for him. You know, I think he'd love me forever for that.
Their future happiness is hanging in the balance. When it comes to it, can they really turn their backs on their life in South Wales to follow Alan's dreams on the other side of the world?
This has been my dream. My goal was to get out here and to see what it's like.
We've met some really fabulous people, and today our vote goes for Australia. Oh. They all vote for home.
You surprised me, kids. I didn't see that coming. Not about your vote. I knew you'd be convinced.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about Chantal, but I
No.
thought the other 2 might have gone for Australia.
I think I've got to go back now and redo my cost of living, because it looks like I'm going to have to buy a pool, a boat and a pony to get the kids out here. What do you think, kids?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
Chantal, Demi and Imogen still need persuading, but Sharon's been won over and is willing to give life in Australia a try. Alan's dream is one huge step closer to becoming a reality.
Well, those smooth operators are back in business tonight on BBC One. The Con is on in the new series of Hustle at 9. But next this morning, we'll be visiting Cheshire and Devon with Homes Under the Hammer.